Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the spooky, industrial, and neon-drenched world of the Hellbilly himself, Rob Zombie. We're ranking his entire solo discography into 4 distinct categories: perfection, great, good, and okay. We'll be going in chronological order, starting from the late 90s and going all the way up to his brand new 2026 release, The Great Satan. Make sure you stay until the very end because I put together a special track-by-track tier list for that new album specifically. Let's get into the monsters and the mayhem. In 1998, Rob Zombie stepped away from White Zombie to unleash Hellbilly Deluxe, and the rock world was never the same. The album is a blueprint for everything Rob represents: horror movie aesthetics, driving industrial beats, and catchy as hell choruses. This was the debut of the classic solo lineup featuring Riggs on guitar, Blasco on bass, and Tempesta on drums. Together, they created a sonic landscape that felt like a haunted house ride on steroids. Key tracks like Dragula and Super Beast became instant anthems, defining the sound of the late 90s industrial metal. Living Dead Girls showed off his ability to blend creepy atmosphere with a groovy, danceable beat. The production by Scott Humphrey is crisp and heavy, making every sample and scream pop. There isn't a single skip on this record. It flows perfectly from one macabre tale to the next. It's the definitive Zombie experience, blending his love for 70s horror with futuristic tech metal. For many fans, this remains the peak of his creative output. And for that reason, I'm putting it in perfection. Following up a massive debut is hard, but the Sinister Urge in 2001 proved Rob wasn't a one-hit wonder. The lineup remained largely stable, allowing the band to sharpen the creepy clown car metal sound that they had pioneered. The album felt more cinematic with bigger arrangements and more aggressive energy. It's heavy, it's loud, it's unapologetically Rob Zombie. Feel So Numb and Never Gonna Stop, the Red Groovy are the standouts here, showcasing a more polished but no less gritty side of his songwriting. One of the coolest moments on the record is Ironhead, which features the legendary Ozzy Osbourne. The inclusion of brass sections and more elaborate soundscapes made this feel like a high-budget horror sequel that actually outdid the original in terms of scale. It's an album that demands to be played at maximum volume while driving through a graveyard. From the opening Sinners Incorporated to the closing notes, it's a non-stop thrill ride, and I'm also putting this one in perfection. By 2006, Rob was ready to experiment. Educated Horses marked a significant shift in both sound and lineup. This was the first album to feature the incredible John 5 on guitar, a partnership that would define the next decade of Rob's career. Sound moved away from the heavy industrial samples and more toward a glam rock meets acoustic horror vibe. It was a polarizing move, but a very brave one. Foxy Foxy and American Witch are the key drivers here, leaning into a 70s rock swagger that we didn't see before. And there's a lot more organic instrumentation with acoustic guitars popping up on tracks like Death of It All. John 5's influence is immediate, bringing a technical proficiency to the riffs that elevated the compositions. While it lacks some of the spook show industrial grit of the first 2 albums, it's a fantastic hard rock record that showed Rob's range as an artist. It's catchy and stylish, and it ages remarkably well. And I am putting this one in the great tier. Rob returned to his roots with Hellbilly Deluxe 2. Looking to recapture the magic of a solo debut, the album is notable because it was recorded with his touring band, John 5, Piggy D, and Tommy Clufettos, making it feel more like a band record rather than a studio project. The chemistry is evident, with the tracks feeling loose, energetic, and ready for the stage. What and Sick Bubblegum are the classic Zombie tracks, simple, heavy, and designed for chanting along. The album captures that Noble Jackals and Penny Dreadfuls vibe perfectly, blending the campy horror aesthetic with hard-hitting riffs. While it doesn't reach the untouchable status of the original Hellbilly, it's a very solid entry that reminded everyone why they loved Rob in the first place. The musicianship, especially from John 5, is top tier throughout. It's a fun, raucous ride that serves as a great bridge between his experimental mid-2000s phase and his later industrial return. And I'm putting this one in the good tier. I've always liked it. In 2013, we got Venomous Rat Regeneration Bender. The album saw Ginger Fish join on drums, reuniting a significant portion of that classic Marilyn Manson lineup under Rob's banner. On paper, this should have been a world beater. Musically, it's very heavy. It leans back into the industrial dance metal fusion. However, the songwriting started to feel a bit repetitive for some of the album. Dead City Radio and the New Gods of Supertown is easily the highlight, featuring a killer organ riff and a great groove. This one reminded me of like The Doors, like LA Woman, but I like that one. But there's also a cover of Grand Funk's Railroad, We're an American Band, which is kind of fun, but maybe unnecessary. The album is technically proficient, has some great zombie moments, but lacks the iconic anthems found on his earlier works. Feels like a band going through the motions of their established brand. It's not a bad album by any means. It's quite fun, but it doesn't stand out as a must-listen in the grand scheme of his career, and for that reason I'm putting it in the OK tier. Next is the album with the longest title in history, and it's 2016, The Electric Warlock and everything that comes after it. It's a short, punchy, extremely trippy experience. Clocking in at just over 30 minutes, it's a barrage of samples, short riffs, and bizarre imagery. The lineup remained the same, with John 5 continuing to provide the heavy lifting on the guitar front. Tracks like, well, everybody's fucking in a UFO, and in the age of the consecrated vampire, we're all getting high, or something like that. It kind of shows Rob Zombie getting weird, not really as heavy. The production's modern and vibrant. Many songs feel like interludes or sketches. They're not really fully realized. It's an album that works well, kind of as a background soundtrack, just for a party or for Halloween, but it doesn't have the classic sound of a Rob Zombie record. It's Rob as most indulgent and eccentric. If you love the sound bites and weirdness, maybe you like it, but if you want another like Hellbilly album, no. But still, it's not horrible. I'm putting it in the OK tier, but this one's at the bottom. Now in 2021, after a 5-year gap, Rob returned with a Lunar Injection, whatever, another long title, and it's a little better. Felt like he finally found the perfect balance between the weirdness of Electric Warlock and the heavy grooves of the early days. This was the final studio appearance for longtime guitarist John 5 before moving to Motley Crue, and he went out with a bang. The Triumph of King Freak, a crypt of preservation and superstition, is one of the best songs Rob has released in a long time. It's heavy, complex, high energy. The Crow Killer Blues, that's a dark atmospheric closing, and it felt grander than anything he'd done in years. The album is packed with variety, from bluegrass-inspired interludes to straight-up industrial bangers. It feels inspired and energetic, proving Rob still has plenty of gas in the tank. It's highly creative, and it rewards multiple listens, and it feels like a late career highlight. I like this one. I remember when it came out. I reviewed it on my channel, and I'm putting it in the good tier. I think it has held up after 5 years. Now finally, we're at the newest album, 2026, The Great Satan, and this is a new era for Rob Zombie. We have Mike Riggs returning to the fold on guitars. There was a lot of hype about a return to the Hellbilly sound, and let's deliver. So let's kind of look at all the songs here. So the album opens with TW-84. It has that classic heavy sound that we all like, packed with industrial elements and creepy sound bites. However, lyrics are a bit basic and cringe-inducing, which is a shame because the music is actually quite fine. The This Is Life, This Is War section at the end is great, but it ends too soon. Next is Tarantula. It features this Vincent Price-style intro. Standard heavy industrial track, not bad, but nothing we haven't heard before. From the Zombie Camp, things pick up with I'm a Rock and Roller, which genuinely feels like a throwback to the 1998 era. It's spacey, psychedelic, very industrial. Heathen Days follows that trend, sounding like classic Ministry, with some great pinch harmonics and a very catchy main riff. After the short, trippy interlude, Who Am I?, we get Black Rat Coffin. This one has a White Zombie vibe with a great balance of drums, keyboards, and samples. One of the catchiest moments on the disc. Sir Lord Acid Wolfman is where things get weird again. It's a slow, trippy, pirate-themed, or that's what it sounds like to me at least. It's cheesy, the lyrics are simple, but it's undeniably memorable. It's plotting, but I don't know, it lacks a little bit for me. But unfortunately, Punks and Demons falls flat, despite the good music. Just the repetitive Satan chorus just feels very uninspired, like it's been done before. But however, The Devilman might be the best song on the entire album. It's classic horror, trippy zombie with fantastic synth, keyboard and bass work. And moving towards the end, Out of Sight is decent. It's industrial, though the lyrics are kind of simple. Revolution Motherfuckers is a mid-paced song. It's kind of like a retreat of the previous track. It has some cringe lyrics about getting wasted. The synths are okay. This one is not great. And the interlude, Welcome to the Electric Age, and that's a pretty cool song. And then The Black Scorpion, it's fast, heavy, keyboard heavy, reminiscent of his best work. That's one of my favorites. Unclean Animals, another standout, slow chugging song. Sounds like retro Ministry. And finally, the album closes with Grave Discontent, a short 80s horror synth instrumental that sounds like something out of a Dario Argento film. Overall, The Great Satan is a mixed bag. Highlights are high, and Riggs' presence brings a familiar grit back to the sound, but the lyrical simplicity holds it back from perfection, so I'm putting it in the good tier. Okay, really quick, here's the quick bonus track list tier list. So as you can see, I only put 2 songs in perfection tier, The Devilman and Black Scorpion. Those are my favorites, but I thought I had 3 great songs, which were Heathen Days, Black Rat Coffin, and Unclean Animals. Most of the album was okay, which means I like it, but still, it's not like great songs. Tarantula, I'm a Rock and Roller, Sir Law, Acid Wolfman, and Out of Sight. And the cringe songs were TW-84, Punks and Demons, and Revolution Motherfuckers, which musically were okay. I think just lyrically they were cringe. And that's why I have them like that. So there's my tier list, and let me continue. And that wraps up our Rob Zombie tier list, from perfection to the early days to industrial resurgence of the new 2026 material. Rob remains the undisputed king of shock rock. Do you agree with my rankings? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know what your favorite Rob Zombie album is. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more. And check out this ranking of Rob Zombie's albums I did back in 2021 after that Lunar album came out. And if you want to see, I think it's probably like a little different than what this one is. But that should be on the screen right now. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.